good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
Everybody, welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. Yes, it is a Monday, the first Monday in April. It is the 7th, and it's cold and wet and nasty. I wore a little color for spring, but it doesn't feel like that here. Have boots on, okay? I'm going to talk about my weekend real quick and get to my in-studio guest. Friday, I was home. I just stayed home. I actually had an audition that I had to submit. So I submitted an audition, and fingers crossed, hopefully I'll hear something before the weekend. We'll see what happens, but he loved it, so we'll see. Saturday, I watched. We're gonna put up Pick A, Please. I watched a lot of movies this weekend, but I watched Fresh Kills, and that's Jennifer Esposito. Amazing cast, and she wrote it, she produced it, and she directed it, and that was on Amazon Prime. I think I watched that on. And then Saturday, I watched another fabulous two more movies, which we're going to get to. One's called Four Cousins and a Christmas, which was great. And the other one was The Zombie Wedding. And I enjoyed both of them immensely. I really did. And, of course, we do laundry on Sunday because we only clean underwear. All right, so let me get to my in-studio guest because, you know, this goes fast. So Maria Capp is with me. She's a producer. She's a director. She's a writer. She's also a teacher. And hello, Maria. How are you?
Hi, Theresa. It's so nice to be here. Oh my gosh,
I'm so good you're here. Well, we actually met at Jerry Ferretti's Film Festival.
Yes.
Back in October, and I have a pic of that, which we could put up, the two of us, Carmine. It's D. Thank you very much. There we are. Yay!
Aww, look at us.
And it was so nice meeting you, and it was such a lovely affair. You know, I've been to the festival the year before, and thank you, Carmine. And what was really nice about this year is that I actually had 3 films in the festival.
I remember.
One was a feature, and two were short. No, one was a feature, and then the rest was one was a series, and the other one was I think a short. I don't know who remembers, but it was so nice meeting you. I loved your movie, which we're gonna talk about.
Yes,
The Lady of the Lake, which was amazing, and it was such a nice place, and everyone's just so friendly, and everyone's so talented.
Jerry's
Jerry's was great.
So Long Island,
well, yeah,
New York.
you did both. You've been all over with your movie.
But Jerry, they do a nice job at that festival.
Yeah.
It's very small.
But I want everyone to get to know you. You know, you're originally from Long Island. You're a Long Island girl, Ronkonkoma, right?
Yes.
Ronkonkoma, and where'd you go to? I know you went to high school in Ronkonkoma, right?
So actually, I'm from the Bronx.
Oh, Boogie Down Bronx.
Castle Hill Avenue.
Oh.
Jenny from the Block Bronx.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I did I did kindergarten at a Catholic school in the Bronx, and then my family moved out to, I think the Long Island Expressway ended at the time, 60 something.
Yeah.
So exit 59 off the Long Island Expressway, which is Lake Ronkonkoma.
That's where you landed.
Ocean Avenue, that's where we landed.
Wow.
And I was raised in a high ranch, typical Long Island house.
Yes, you were.
Literally 1 block up from the lake.
Oh my God, that's great. And let's put up a pic. You went to Ronkonkoma High School?
I went to actually Connecticut High School.
Did you?
Yeah, did you?
Well, we have a pic E. Yes, we did.
Oh my
E,
gosh.
thank you very much.
Oh,
look at you. D'Agostino.
Yes, I love it.
Oh, I love it too.
Oh, I remember who took that picture. Yeah, the photographer was the same guy that ended up taking my wedding photos. But,
Really?
yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy. And then where did you go? Did you go to Adelphi after that or St. John's? Where'd you go first?
So in terms of my education, I
Yeah.
was one of those wild and crazy girls that should have just went right to school for the arts.
Yeah, but you said, let me take off, right?
Well, no, my father said go to school for computer science. So anyway,
But you ended up doing psychology, didn't you?
So long story short, I went in a very non-traditional path. I was someone that worked full time,
Yes.
found my path. When I
Yes.
got into the rhythm, which was really early, I actually had my own business at 25.
Wow.
I ran an employment agency. So it took me a long time to get to that place, but a lot of different schools, including Stony Brook, Suffolk Community College, and a business school called Catherine Gibbs. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah, that was the best education actually ever. But
I
my
remember that.
undergraduate degree was achieved through a state school. I graduated from SUNY at Old Westbury, and then I went to grad school for about just 2.5 semesters for psychology. Yeah.
Wow.
St. John's. That's
St. John's.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. You come from a very, very talented family.
Thank you.
And a talented family of entertainers, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact. Your maternal grandmother,
So wait, yes.
your mother's mother, was a professional radio singer.
Yes, in the 1920s, yep.
Her husband, your grandfather, was a violinist.
That's
right?
correct.
Okay.
So that's Carmine.
And your
Carmine.
mom, Millie,
Yes.
which is
Carmela,
but
Millie.
they call her Millie. I have an Aunt Millie. Your mom, Millie, was also an actor, and she performed in over 75 theater productions on Long Island.
Maybe even more, but around
Probably,
that.
probably
Yeah.
more. And actually, if you want to put up pick V, please. Thank you very much. We have a pic of your mom.
Oh, you're
and
so
pick
good.
V at the end. At
my
the end.
family's going to be so excited to watch this.
Is it there? V? There it is. Thank you.
Oh my goodness! So that is.
Please tell me that's her.
Oh, that's my mom.
Okay,
That is Millie.
okay, because I did pull it off.
I'm gonna say that
I don't know
that
what
might
show
be
that
Airport
was.
Playhouse. That
Okay.
might be. I don't remember the name of the show, but it was a Santa show. My mom
Yes.
played one of the main elves. And
Yes.
believe it or not, myself and my sister Joanna played little elves and did a silly dance. And I think it was like a daytime children's.
Like a matinee kind of thing.
Like kids came, schools, brownie,
Nice.
troops.
Thank you,
Boy
Carmine.
Scout, yeah.
Well, your mom, let's talk about your mom real quick because
Yeah.
she I can't get over how many shows she was in, but
Yeah.
what's really sweet that I found out is that you had set up a foundation in her name.
Yes.
Called the Millie D'Agostino Scholarship Fund, which is
Yes.
also a nonprofit.
Yes.
You could go to MillieD'AgostinoFund.com to look it up, and you give scholarships to seniors.
Yes.
Right, who want to go into performing or theater or the entertainment.
So it's for Long Island, Nassau County, Suffolk County high school seniors who are graduating and preparing to continue their education in the arts, musical theater or non-musical theater, meaning just theater, acting.
Yeah.
They have the opportunity. The applications are open now. They will close, I believe it's May 15th. If you follow me at the end, whatever socials you put up.
Yeah,
but,
we're going to put them up.
I'm connected to the Millie D'Agostino Scholarship Fund. It's run
Yeah.
by, and I would say spearheaded by my other sister, Carmela.
Yes.
Carmine. And then, my sister, my family, my dad on the board, and then we have a couple of other really wonderful people that lend their talents to the board.
Well, you also started yourself in acting back in the day. You did musical theater, like you mentioned with your mom. You did a lot of commercials. Back then, we could pick F and G, please, because we all have a black and white headshot.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
We all
So
have black and
beautiful,
white
my
headshots.
skin.
Oh, I know, right? And you can put up the
And
next
it's
one.
sepia.
Thank you. I
Yes.
know. I have my black and whites from back then too.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? It brings back such memories. Really, really wonderful, wonderful memories.
Yes.
And you became SAG in 1993. Around
I
then?
probably renewed my membership, but I got my SAG card when I was a kid, and I just cost money, and my parents, they didn't
I was
pay
going
it.
to say, what got you your SAG card back
Yeah, I
then?
did
Do
a
you remember?
commercial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
back in, I think it was 80s. Yeah.
And then you got into directing regional theater.
Yes. So just like to connect the dots. So the way I got on stage was because my mom.
Right.
So instead of hiring a babysitter,
she
she brought
could
her children.
watch you while you were on stage with her.
She brought her children to the theater.
Yeah.
So my first memory of being on stage is as one of the Snow Children in the musical Carousel at Carriage House Players in Stony Brook.
Wow.
So really beautiful memories. Then the way it went was I went back into acting. I lived in LA for a little bit in the 90s.
Yeah.
I was raising my little girls, and then when we came back to the island, I ended up getting involved with teaching, producing, choreographing, and directing children. Not children's theater, but children in the, educational type of workshop theater productions at Kids for Kids. I was on the board with them for years.
Kids for Kids.
And then Bayway. I taught at Smithtown. So I wasn't a soccer mom. I was a theater mom. So my nieces, my nephews, my sisters were involved, and my own children.
Yeah, you have 2 girls and a son.
Yes.
And they're all acting.
Yeah.
They're actors, singers. They're all in the industry.
Yes.
Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and I know you could become the Baldwins, right? You could just have them all. I heard your daughter say something about the Barrymores, but I thought Baldwins because they're from Long Island.
Yes, Massapequa, as a matter of fact.
Yes. I actually had Daniel Baldwin on my show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah. I think they're an amazingly talented group of men. I don't know if were their daughters? I don't even know if there were, but
there are sisters. There are.
I just know that the mom was an advocate for theater arts.
Yes.
And she was on the board for a couple of I think she was involved with Smithtown and Hofstra. I don't know firsthand, but I just know that she herself was very much involved in the theater arts and stuff. So good Long Island family for sure. All talented in their own right.
But you directed also shows like High School Musical 1 and 2, Grease, Annie, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and just to name a few.
One of my favorites, though, is not even a musical. It's Dog Sees God, Confessions of a Teenage Black.
That's what I was just going to say next. Yes.
Yeah.
Why is that your fave?
Because that piece, I directed it. I used it a lot in coaching and working with students because it's a favorite amongst the high school kids, the monologues and stuff. But I directed a production in Los Angeles at the Santa Monica Playhouse, and it was really the beginning of the trajectory that went from the stage to the visual medium.
Right.
Because from there, I ended up doing a documentary, Finding an Identity, and you're probably going to ask me questions about it, but then it propelled me into the feature film reach.
Right. Yeah.
Same themes, that we explore in the movie Reach.
You're also a certified personal coach.
Yes.
Which you became in 2009.
Yes.
And you also volunteer as a speaker. You mentioned Kids for Kids. You did the Sundance Film Festival.
Yeah, I've been on a couple of panels and yes.
And tell me about the Smithtown Performing Arts Center. You were there a while with them.
So Smithtown, my experience was that I was Sister Margarita in the musical The Sound of Music. I am soprano 1.
I'm an alto
and
myself,
I wore a habit. I did. And my sister actually played the role of Maria.
Oh.
She was beautiful. And so that's my first experience with Ken and Laura Washington were the original owners and founders. It's a new young family that's doing a good job. But and then I taught a couple of classes there for a couple of years.
Yeah. That's cool. And then Pizza and Wine was a one-act play.
Yes. So after my mom passed away in 2017, it feels like yesterday. But in 2000, I'm just thinking like from a time. So the play was inspired by the passing of my mom, but it was really inspired, and the catalyst was my eldest daughter, Rafaela.
Right.
She was like, always, let's greenlight ourselves, let's do something.
Right.
And we were trying to find a piece of work to do where that we could showcase at the time my daughter Rafaela, my daughter Natasha, both of whom were just coming out of conservatory. Then I have another niece who also came out of college conservatory, and then another niece. So the 4 girls, we basically said, let's write something about that's authentic and true.
Right.
And my mom passed away, and my father asked them to sing at my mother's wake. So it was 4 cousins come together. And on the eve of their grandmother's wake. So we did a 1-act.
That's called a 1-act, and then it went into the the movie, which was called 4 Cousins and a Christmas. That's one of the movies that I watched, and I thought it was great. And I have to tell you that which we have a pic of it because we're jumping around. So it's picture N, please, Carmine. Thank you. And then you could just leave it there. I appreciate it. Yeah. So in this movie, obviously your 2 daughters are in it, like you mentioned, but also Robert Davi's in it.
Yes.
And plays the dad. Well, the grandfather.
So Robert Davi plays the grandfather.
Right, the grandfather. And then Terry Polo's in it.
Yep, she's Aunt Angie.
Yes. And then my friend Mike Marino's in it.
Yes,
and I
we love Mike Marino.
And
Uncle Anthony.
And Nick Totoro, who I did a series with in Philly. I was happy to see him too.
Yes.
So
he
it was a
Uncle
nice,
Tommy.
nice cast, nice crew.
Yes.
And again, it's sweet story.
Thank you.
You know, and it touches the heart, and it's, you know, Italian families are crazy and loud and close and in everyone's business and that kind of thing. Drama, and I like the concept of how it's about 4 cousins and they all get together and honor their grandmother. So but the song in real life wasn't changed, was it? It was just changed in the movie.
What song?
When they sing.
Oh.
Remember how they changed your daughter changes the song?
Oh yeah, no, that was conflict. So I should shout out. So we wrote the 1-act. It was myself, my daughter, my eldest daughter, and then my niece Veronica Kelly. The 3 of us. Yeah. We put this together. And then, in all fairness, Emily and Natasha also contributed their own narrative. Right. But when we adapted it to the screen, I asked one of my first assistants who ever worked for me in LA. His name is Elliot Estrada, and so he worked for me and was going to school to get his MFA in screenwriting, and he did graduate, and he worked for a big agency, and he did development, script coverage. So I went to him and said, hey, I pitched this, I have some interest, but I need to get it to the screenplay format. And at this point I had co-written Reach, and had taken some writing classes, but never really fully executed on my own. So I had the story, the idea, the characters. Yeah. But Elliot really adapted the play. Oh, he did. And he adapted it to the screen, and then I wrote along with Rafaela. And the question you're asking is, did the song really change? Right. So that's just creating conflict and something in the movie, but in real life, no. Okay, just checking. Yeah, no, just checking. We all get along. Just checking. We have a clip. You want to play it? Yeah, come on. We'll play the clip from 4 Cousins and a Christmas.
Sometimes be easy, but most times it's not. I'm Jennifer. This is Madeline, my free-spirited sister, Stephanie, the perfect little law student, and last but not least, Millie, the oldest cousin. We haven't seen each other in forever. When Mom passed, Grandma followed soon after, and Grandpa asked the 4 of us to sing at her funeral.
It's the 4 of you together again. What is this?
I can't remember the last time I saw you all together in the same room.
Grandpa pushed Mom away because she got pregnant. Because of Grandpa, things between Mom and the family were never the same again.
You just let Mom leave.
That was her choice.
Then there's Uncle Tommy. He runs the family pizza business.
Tony, you screwed up the Uncle Tommy special.
This is the new label.
And of course, Uncle Seb. He was Mom's favorite.
I think we should do a taste test. What do you think?
To Grandma.
I'm the great-great-granddaughter of Alfonso, who's your mother's first cousin. Hey, did you know that?
Casper?
Who's that?
I don't know.
Are you stalking me?
No.
I want you to leave.
Things are great in my marriage.
I can't do this anymore.
When were you going to tell Mom and Dad that you're pregnant? When were you going to tell me?
Everyone may have forgiven you for what you did to Mom, but I haven't, and I never will.
You're just like your mother.
Tell me why you weren't there for her.
I'm not doing this.
I don't want to lose my family the way Carmelita did.
If you don't stop living in the past, then I don't know how to help you.
Grandpa, I just want to apologize.
You know how they say, feel like your mother. Feel like your grandmother.
If there's one thing my mother cherished more than family, it is Christmas with the family.
Even though Grandma isn't here, she still managed to give us the best Christmas ever.
Group hug?
I love this movie. I really did. I really did. So when you get a chance, watch it because it's out there. I saw it on Tubi, and I really enjoyed it. I really did because it just, it's real life. It's just real life. And I know you like to tell stories with different generations.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I'm glad you noticed that.
Yeah.
All the stories that I write have two, at least minimum, but 3 generational stories. I think all of them have 3 actually. 3 generations. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. It's robust.
Yeah.
It gives it a lot. I love that. Let's talk about Passing Through. Passing Through was a short.
Yeah. So
Actually, that we have pick I, please, because might as well put up what I got there.
you're touching on all the emotional stuff in my life. Yeah. So that's my dad. Mm-hmm. And again, my mom passed, and my father found himself alone in the house. Mm-hmm. And we were talking, and he was sharing experiences of what it's like to be in the house alone without that space, being filled by that significant other.
Yeah.
He also shared what it was like to go to the cemetery and what that felt like. Yeah. So this is really just a very short experimental piece that is on my heart,
you
on my
produced
sleeve.
it, you wrote it, you directed it.
Yeah.
And it's something that's you have forever.
Yes.
It's legacy. That's what it is.
What's even more beautiful about it is that my grandmother's in it, who just celebrated 103.
Oh, God bless.
My father's brother and sister is in it. They're all the people in the cemetery.
Yeah. You also directed Platonic Tea.
Yes.
Which is a music video, and that's pick H, please.
Oh, I'm so glad you looked at that. It's so much fun.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. It goes on and on and on. Let's go to the next one, Carmine. I don't have picks for this one yet, but you did, your daughter, Raffaella, you did a couple of music videos for her. One was called So What? And the other one was called Anger in Me. And So What actually won Best Video Award.
Yeah, definitely. So Raffaella really, my eldest daughter, it's like, I followed her around. What do you, she was like, let's make content. So she's very creative and entrepreneurial in that sense. So so it started with music videos, and So What was definitely the first visual medium that we did collaborate on together.
Right. That's amazing.
And it did win awards.
It did.
It did, a lot.
And then
several.
Yeah.
Boutique festivals, but it was selected, nominated, and won. So people liked it.
You did a short, which is Pick T, I think if that's right. Pick T is Taking a Chance on Love. It was a 12-minute short. Now she wrote that, correct?
Yes,
and
correct.
the pick we have is you and your 2 daughters.
Yes, because Natasha is also in that.
Yes.
In that poster, there's also another young woman by the name of Ashley Stauffer. She's very talented. She was a client of mine and studied also Ivana Chubbuck, which is where I trained. And so this was at Dances with Films Festival.
And this was your first narrative short film outside of the music videos, right?
Yes, that is true. Correct. Yeah. Wow, you are like so on it.
And then 2016, you did The Bandit Hound. You were executive producer on that. That's Pick J, which is a really cute poster, because who doesn't like a puppy?
So the Bandit Hound was directed and produced by my friend Michelle Danner, who's gone on to direct some really beautiful pieces. She just recently did Miranda Rights.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
wow.
Full cast. But anyway, she directed that, and That was a fun project because that incorporated all of the standing
Thank
tall
you, Carmine.
comedy kids. And
Yeah.
her son was one of the kids that was
Yeah.
involved
Well,
with
talk
that.
about comedy kids. Let's talk about Chris Redd from SNL.
Yes.
And Rafaela did, it was Feet and Hurricane.
So she did a music video,
Yes.
and Chris was able
In it.
to be in
Right.
it for her. And he co-wrote and the rap lyrics.
Nice.
Yes. That piece was written by a couple of, I don't remember all their names,
Yeah.
except for Automatic
Right.
and his wife Ebony. And then another woman wrote the song Hurricane.
Yeah.
And Rafaela was in development with their label,
Yeah.
Enrage Entertainment. And they just thought Rafaela was the right voice and performer
Yeah,
for it. So
yeah.
they gave her the song and we did the music video. And then Chris
great.
collaborated and co-wrote some rap lyrics.
And Natasha does stand-up comedy as well.
She does stand up.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes, she's a stand-up girl. She
That's
is
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Hey, you know what? Let's take my first quick break, and we'll be back with Maria after this. Don't go away.
Well, hi there, Theresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Theresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. So glad you're joining me tonight. I'm with Maria Capp. She's a writer, producer, director. She also teaches. I am so blessed to have met her in October at Jerry Ferretti's Film Festival. And I said, I got to get you on my show. First of all, I love the movie, which we're going to talk about. But we are going to continue up to 2018 right now with Reach, which is Pick K, Please, which you actually wrote and produced.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
This was a collaborative writing experience with two very young, talented voices as well. As a matter of fact, the young man that precipitated this journey and this story was in the play that I directed, Dog Sees God, Confessions of a Teenage Blonde. Yeah.
You also did another music video, I Love Me, which you were the
Yes.
executive producer on. And then if you want to go to Pick L, Please, you did Unseen, which is a short film.
Yes.
Which you leave that there a second, please. This touched me.
Yes.
This is about human trafficking.
Absolutely.
And there are every 2 minutes, if I'm correct, right? Every two minutes, there's a woman that is sucked into this underground world of it's upsetting. It really is when you think
Yeah.
about it.
It's very strategic.
It's based on a. It's
Yeah, this
based,
is inspired. So I'm the producer on this. My
Yes.
dear friend and very talented producer, director, writer in her own right, Elizabeth Blake Thomas.
Yes.
Mother-daughter entertainment. Her daughter Isabella Blake Thomas plays the friend.
Thank you,
who's
Carmine.
left behind. But this was a
Yes.
short piece that was inspired by a story
True
that came
events.
out of true
Right.
events. I think it came out of Utah. And
it's about the sick world of sex trafficking
the way they groom.
and the way they groom them.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
promising them this and that and
Yes.
this and that, and it all sounds like.
I mean, this shows a very lucrative,
Yes.
and very strategic,
Yeah.
planned
Yeah.
way to groom and trick, and kidnap.
Really deceiving.
Yep.
Really deceiving. It's upsetting, but it is. And kudos to you because it is a story that needs to be told.
Yes.
It really does. People need to know. There's a lot of things out there that are not known. 2020 you did Devos. Pick M, Please, which I thought, which was funny. You
Yeah.
produced it.
Yeah, so my role, producer has many different roles.
Hats, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm one of many producers, and in
Right.
all fairness, my
Right.
involvement came for this project after it was already created, developed, they shot it, and I was involved in its finding a home for it, and then helping with the post.
Right.
But I got to collaborate with a really talented gentleman by the name of Jason. And Jason is then, because of that relationship, became my producing partner on Four Cousins and a Christmas. And he also plays the role of Uncle Sebi.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
cool. Very, very cool. And we mentioned Four Cousins and a Christmas. We showed the trailer, which again, watch it. It's great. And then you did Someone Will Assist You, which was a short.
Yes, we shot that out in West Hampton, Hampton Bays area.
Yeah, because I know
think
you
that
like
was
to.
2019.
Yeah, that was. And then okay, so
I
this
have
is.
to say though, that one, the talent,
Yes.
was off the charts. We had Michelle Wilson and Reed Birney in that.
Wow.
I mean, Michelle Wilson, I saw her in Our Town recently on Broadway. Fantastic.
And then, okay, the zombie wedding. This is one that I saw, that I watched yesterday, actually. That's
I'm so glad you enjoyed
pick
it.
C. Thank you. It's all the way C because I don't know why I put it in C. There it is. So the zombie wedding, I have to say, I really enjoyed it. And I like this. I like the you leave that there. Thank you, Carmen. I like the takeaway from it. You know, how we can all be so different and try to live in harmony together.
Yes.
And love is blind. Love is blind. Love makes you cockeyed. It really does.
A very talented writer. Screenplay was written by, who also is one of the executives in the Weekly World News studio.
And you had Sherry O'Terry in this.
Oh my gosh, she was
from Saturday Night Live. You had Mickey Dolenz from the Monkees.
What a sweetheart.
Playing the DJ at the wedding.
He was so sweet.
And you
He
had
is sweet.
Vinny Pastore.
Love him.
Who, for The Sopranos, who I'm hoping to have on soon, eventually. I will. I'm actually going to send him this. Everyone we mentioned, I'm sending him this. But yeah, I mean,
and Seth Gilliam.
Yes, and Seth Gilliam, yes, from The Walking Dead.
Yes, who worked with me on
Ladies of the Lake, which I was going to mention next. But yeah, actually I had on Chad L. Coleman from The Walking Dead.
Wow.
Yeah, so I had Chad on too. And so again, after that though, before Lady of the Lake, you did My Life is on the Line, which is Pick O, Please. And tell me about that.
Yeah, so that's a film so I'm proud of that, and the takeaway for that is, number one,
thank you.
I was hired to work within the confines of a studio budget, and I was given the opportunity to shoot it here in Ronkonkoma.
Nice.
So that's the second feature film that I brought literally to where I grew up, Ronkonkoma.
Yeah, because the first one
is The Lady of the Lake.
Is The Lady of the Lake, which is Pick P, please. And Lady of the Lake is what I actually saw at the film festival. I loved it. I really, really did. I like the story behind it. It's based on like this folklore around Ronkonkoma. You grew up on Ronkonkoma. You've been on the lake in Ronkonkoma. But Seth Gilliam is in it. My friend and fellow comic and actor Chris Roach is in it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did. It was shot beautifully. It was casted well. I mean, everything about it was great. But tell everyone a little bit about the folklore and how that happened. And this baby you wrote over COVID, and it took you like 4 years to complete.
Yeah. So
this is really a labor of love.
Yes. So this one I wrote all by myself, which that's the first thing. Also, it's not really a horror or like a complete thriller. It's a drama. It's coming of age drama. It does, but I did take a writing class, and the assignment was to write a scene. The prompt had to do with writing a horror scene. Okay. And that's not my genre or thing. So the challenge was, well, what is the most horrific thing one could experience? And the only thing I could come up with, really, for me, was the loss of a child. Yeah. So I haven't personally experienced that, firsthand, but I did. My grandmother, who's 103, she lost a child. And the child that she lost was only 4 years older than me. So it was like an older sibling, but we were very, very young. Yeah. It was a very tragic experience. Yes. But I grew up where the repercussions of that trauma was...
It stays with you.
Yeah,
I was in 4th grade and my sister was in 2nd, and I had a brother who died at birth. and it was right before Christmas.
Yes.
And why wasn't my brother coming home? And I remember crying to my teacher, you know, and my dad told my mom, we have 2 other kids, we still have to have Christmas. And when I think back now being a mom, how hard that must have been for my mother.
Yes.
You know, it's just heartbreaking.
It is. My grandmother shared some things with me.
Yeah.
I did have the opportunity to live with her for a little while as well when I was working in the city. But anyway, she resilient and strength, and she had other children. She actually said to me that that's what, you know, she had other children. She had grandchildren.
Yes, that's what kept her going.
She just had to pick herself up and stay focused.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't even want to say what the accident was that took my uncle's life, but it was just really tragic. And then I was inspired also by dear family who are our neighbors in Ronkonkoma, and I saw what that firsthand, the loss of a sibling does to the surviving siblings. And these were teenagers.
Yes.
And it definitely had an impact. And then also the family. And then those boys, the surviving boys, went into service. One is a paramedic, special diver, and who has done exercises in the lake.
Wow.
And then the other one is a fireman. So save. Yeah.
All right, so the next film, Mr. Santa. That's Pick Q, please, A Christmas Extravaganza. And that is with Tommy Davidson from In Living Color, as you remember. Thank you. And Shauna Ray, who actually was on TLC for a while, had her own show. I didn't realize that she's acting.
Yeah.
And that she does some acting.
Yeah, so this project, I'm, again, one of many producers,
Right.
but another really talented, resourceful storyteller, Noel Calloway, is the director-writer.
Yeah.
His young daughter helped him write it.
Isn't that great?
You know, he too is telling an authentic story that he's fond of, which is his very diverse upbringing and exposure to all cultures and all religions, and then told from the point of view of his young daughter who was in school at the time. You know, so it was really fun and cute movie. I'm happy to be a part of that one.
That's great. All right, let's continue, shall we? So you have some completed stuff. You have some upcoming stuff. So it's Artemis. Artemis is a short.
So Artemis is a short film that was shot a long time ago, but it along with Unseen that you mentioned before,
Right.
and a couple of other short projects that I did is part of my involvement with an organization called Women in Media, which is an organization that I have chaired membership, but just been a member. And Women in Media is an organization that really provides education, resources, networking for below-line crew, women identifying. So that's your gaffer, your lighting tech.
Right.
So the non-traditional roles that are occupied non-traditionally by women.
Yes.
This is to empower.
What do you think is the hardest thing for women in the industry, especially our age?
Well, ageism is real.
Yes.
Which is unfortunate because
It
as anyone gets older, the amount of wisdom and knowledge and experience is just not replaceable by lacking of, right? So there's such value there, which is why I love to teach. So I do teach that's what
Yes, you do.
I do.
Do you still teach virtually or not really?
I do have a
'Cause I
couple
know
of
you were.
clients. Yeah, I do have a couple of clients that I teach virtually. You know, we're in a world where courses are being virtually done. So I do have a course that's coming out about producing.
Okay.
That will be available virtually. But I mostly teach at this time 2 universities that keep me here on Long Island.
Okay. Well, because you're kind of bi-coastal, right? You're still bi-coastal.
Yes, absolutely.
You're going
I
back.
have a home in Burbank.
Yes.
And then we're fortunate enough that we moved back to Sayville.
Okay.
Yeah, we love
All right.
Sayville,
No,
Long
that's
Island.
good.
South Shore girl.
Yeah. That's where I am on the South Shore. That's where I am.
Yeah.
Find an identity.
Yeah, so my goodness, you're like going through the whole list.
I want to get everything
You
in.
are so good. So Find an Identity is really, so it's a documentary. It's a short, but during COVID, I did like where are they now? So we did a virtual Zoom with the people. It's a doc, right?
Yes,
so the people that were in the doc,
right.
where are they now? So we
Okay.
did do that. I have a Zoom, so I have a short version and a long version.
Nice.
The short version, I'm Italian, I'm using my hands. The short version is...
Speaking of short, we're both vertically challenged as well.
I got heels on.
I know.
The short version of that doc is a piece that I'm really proud of, and it won Best Doc. It also screened at Jerry's Festival.
Yeah.
It was nominated, and then Burbank selected it and nominated Burbank Festival.
Yeah.
There might be one or two, but it really is about mental health and the transition of middle school to high school.
Speaking about mental health, reach out, a conversation about mental health. Pick R, please. This again is a doc, and it's about bullying, right? This is about...
Well, the movie
was about...
So the movie Reach,
okay,
which is a narrative feature film, which is available on all platforms, including Roku and Tubi. I don't know if you showed that yet. Did you? Yeah, you did. Reach. You did.
Did I do K? Reach?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
So this is...
Yes, we did.
So this is Reach Out, a conversation in mental health.
Right.
And what this is again, during COVID, feeling helpless, what do we do?
Yes.
A couple of the actors, Garrett Clayton, Jordan Dow, Johnny James Fury, who also was a co-writer.
Yes.
Grant Harling, also a co-writer. They're all on camera.
Yeah.
Co-hosted by Chelsea Cook and Natasha Capp, also on camera. And I very much took a back seat. I shouldn't say I wrote this. I produced this and directed it, and I will give credit, written by my daughter Rafaela and another young talented person who was an intern at the time.
Oh, nice.
Alice, I forgot her last name, but she's from Syracuse University, but really talented. And what we all did together and collectively was create a Zoom meeting, an event that people could attend and ask questions, but the panel itself discussed how they were coping during the pandemic, and then it was an opportunity to reflect back and get together about why they were attracted, why Johnny and I, wrote the piece, why the characters they played in Reach, what attracted them to those roles, because we have the victim, we have the bystanders, and we also have the bully, played by Jordan Dow. So in Reach Out, a conversation of mental health, what you're basically seeing is a compilation of that Zoom, that event that we had during the pandemic, of everyone just sharing their experiences of how they cope, and how everyone was doing.
Which I think is very, very important, because I think it gives people an outlet. I wrote a joke, because, I do stand-up comedy too when I'm not acting. And I said after COVID, I wrote two jokes actually. I said after COVID, there were going to be either a lot of divorces or a lot of pregnancies.
Yes.
And then it's true. And then high maintenance women, they were going to come out, no one was going to recognize them between their extensions and their eyelashes and their nails and their...
Oh, that's funny.
No who was going to recognize them after that? They couldn't get anything done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So COVID affected everybody differently in many ways.
Well, it's certainly exasperated anybody's, we say mental health.
Magnified everything.
Oh, absolutely. Magnified exponentially.
Yes.
But so Reach Out, a conversation of mental health. The other really amazing young person that's on that screen is a young woman by the name of Sophie Shu. And at the time, she was an ambassador for Lady Gaga's organization, Born This Way.
Yeah.
She has a bunch of other accolades, but basically she's an advocate for people who are struggling, and then she shared her mental health issues. But I'm really proud of that, and that came out really well. That is something that's not released into the universe yet, but we're educationally speaking and whatnot. Yeah. But I did want to loop back. I don't know if you knew that The Lady of the Lake is going to be the first film screening at the new museum in Stony Brook.
Is it going to be this
April
month?
19th.
Okay, so tell everyone, April 19th.
Yes.
Okay.
It's easier to follow me on socials.
Well, yes, I was going to tell you right now. So it's Maria Capp on Facebook, and it's also mariacapp.com, which is the website. And All right, say
Cappuccielli.
Cappuccielli Productions is on Instagram, and everything is there. Really, everything is there.
Everything is there. So April 19th.
That's exciting.
We are the first
Yeah.
film to be featured in their ongoing monthly film series.
Nice.
It's in Stony Brook. It's the acronym is LIM. Oh gosh, forgive me, but it's the Long Island Museum. No, the Long Island Museum of Music.
Okay.
And Arts and Film and Entertainment.
Right.
I mean, they had a beautiful.
It's a mouthful.
It is. They had a beautiful exhibit. And they do a lot for music. I mean, Billy Joel was there, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. They're launching a film series, and they're featuring The Lady of the Lake.
Awesome.
So it's April 19th, 1 p.m. It's in Stony Brook.
Awesome.
And
I will put that out there for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
share that information.
Yes. Try
You
to
know
keep
what
it
we're gonna
home.
No, we're going to share next. We're going to share a break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about the newest show, TV series. Yeah, I'm not going to say the name of it, but I had on one of the people from it a couple of weeks ago. Come back after this.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Theresa Farrell Tea Time with Theresa Farrell. And make sure you follow Theresa on Facebook. Tea Time with Theresa Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love Doc, who's the best comedian you know?
Theresa Farrell.
And who's the best actress you know?
Theresa Farrell.
And who's the best cast member in Bad Boys?
Teresa Farrell.
Who's got the best radio?
Teresa Farrell.
Doc, who's your favorite guinea?
Teresa Farrell.
Who are you loving right now?
Teresa Farrell.
All right, Doc, I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm so glad you're tuning in. I'm with Maria Capp. She's a writer, producer, director. She's also a teacher. And we're going to talk about her newest project now, because a couple of weeks ago, I had on Cheryl Chase, who is an amazing talent, and she's really known for playing Angelica Pickles on the Rugrats. And she has this TV series that you are going to be directing and involved with, correct?
Yes, I'm
Schmitty's Circuit, which is pick, hello. So what pick is it, Carmine? Pick S. S for Schmitty's. There it is.
There we go.
Thank you so much. So
Yes.
shout out to Cheryl Chase.
Hey, Cheryl.
And hopefully she's watching, because she's like, what do I says, just connect to the link. Anyway, so tell me how, I know Cheryl had mentioned that you guys met, thank you, a while ago.
A decade ago.
Yes.
In LA. Yes.
Yeah.
One of my first LA friends.
Yes.
Yes. So we met at Breaking Into Hollywood, which is an organization, networking organization. And yeah, we just hit it off. She's such a genuine, real,
She is.
down-to-earth
She's
kind of
great,
lady.
yeah.
Yes. And also an amazing talent. Amazingly talented, trained actress who just so happens to be in this lane, and of course, most known for Angelica Pickles, the original show, and then the reboot. So anyway, I'm producing this for her, with her, and we're using everything that's important to us, every mandate, every mission, lifting people to give them opportunities. But it's a live action web series, which feels very much the way she's written it as a TV show.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to direct it.
Yeah.
We're shooting in May, end of May, beginning of June.
Yes.
We're shooting in Los Angeles.
And she came in real quick because her high school honored her. She was here for a quick weekend. Because I said to her, when she's back in New York, I'd love to have her sitting next to me. But she did say that, eventually she'll come, be back out
Yes, yeah. I also invited her to come and hang out by my pool.
Good.
So, yes. So Schmitty's Circuit has a lot of talented people attached to it. Cheryl's assembles a really amazing group of people in front of the camera. And she's written some really zany, fun, very adult characters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Chardonnay
Yeah,
is one of the
she's-
girls.
yeah.
Zoe Pistol.
Yeah.
You know, Dirk is Culpepper is her name. She's got a brother, Calvin Culpepper, played by Chris Bartlett.
Right.
Who's amazingly talented. We're so fortunate. And again, this is Cheryl's world. Cheryl has met a lot of people on her Comic-Con and her event tours that she does.
Yeah.
And in that world, she's befriended a couple of people from the Star Wars franchise.
Yes.
So
We
one of them
mentioned
is Chris. He's an actor in his own right as well. But his skill set in his world in the entertainment industry is the creation and design of some of the Star Wars characters. And he is the actor who wears the suit. He's the voice.
Yeah.
And so we're fortunate to have him two ways. One, he's creating the Schmitty Circuit robot, and we have a real live actress. Her name is Leilani.
Yeah,
she's also from.
she's a little
That's
person.
right. She'll be physically the actor in doing the physical movement.
Yeah.
Cheryl's voice will be of Schmitty's.
Right, and she's also doing her mother.
Yes, Margaret, the grandma.
Yeah,
Which
she's
was
it's a great voice.
Oh, what a cranky old lady. Yeah. We never see her.
Right,
She's
you just
like
hear
off
her.
camera. She's
that's
through
what she
the
said.
cell phone.
That's
She's
what she
right.
said. That's
Very
what she
funny.
said.
Very
Oh my
funny.
God, that's great.
But we're keeping it in LA. So, you know, when I'm doing it here, it's about doing it here.
All
when I'm
right.
doing it there, it's about doing the level of talent and accessibility to resources is everyone's very generous and just really wants to come to the table and work and create something fun.
Yeah.
So this is going to be fun.
It is. It's going to be fun. I know it's going to be fun. It is going to be a lot of fun. And let's show Pick You, because it's you on set. I'm not too sure where this was, but you can tell me.
I will.
I grabbed it.
Okay, so that is my very talented DP, Anthony. How do I Petromonica, something very Italian, a Philly Italian, East Coast Philly Italian. But that's on the set of Taking a Chance on Love.
Oh, okay.
In Beverly Hills.
Okay.
I even know the block.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Oakhurst.
that. There you go. Look how you remember.
I do. Details.
Okay, and I want to also mention The Caller, because you mentioned The Caller.
So The Caller is My Life is on the Line. Yes. So it started out with the title of The Caller, and then when Mar Vista acquired it and their sales team, they renamed it My Life is on the Line.
Got it.
Yes, it was all done in a call center environment, one location. Yeah. Very talented actors as well, but the lead actress carried the whole movie. And she's talking to her screen and talking to her voice on the phone.
Wow.
Yeah, you can see it on Lifetime TV.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question, because I know Lady of the Lake was really a labor of love. I mean, you wrote it during COVID. You worked on it. It took 4 years to really birth this.
Yes.
What did you find was the most challenging with this particular movie? Did you find any challenges along the way? Which I know there's challenges in every production, but...
Yeah, I mean, always, right? But there were definitely challenges that would make your hair fall out or put grays in places that we don't discuss.
Okay.
It was very stressful. But the thing is...
How long was the shoot? Total?
Yeah, so the biggest stress was leading up to the shoot and then managing and pivoting as things were coming up.
Got it.
And one of the big stresses and obstacles was COVID. It just made it difficult. We were still in a time where we had to be with a COVID compliance officer. The cost for that is expensive. And then to COVID test, to be in compliance, and then we wanted to be a contained set, and then to, the liability and insurance, we paid for hotels. So it's just stuff like that. That was really the biggest thing, juggling. I'm proud of that piece, though, because I learned the most out of that project as a producer with creative financing. I did a lot of grant writing. I got a lot of, a little bit of seed money for, development, and then I was sponsored by a non-for-profit.
That's the hardest part, right? The hardest part. Look, you have this wonderful concept, and you want to. I actually wrote a short. I have not done anything with it yet, but I actually wrote a short. I was driving home, and then something popped into my head, because I did hear you say that you heard from someone else, that all films come from one idea, one conversation, or one sentence. And that was from the gentleman from Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow. You're so good with your research. I'm so impressed.
So I was driving home from my daughter's one day, and she had said something to me, and I'm thinking, I kept saying it over and over again in the car, and I'm going, I need to write this. I just need to write this. I don't write. I'm not really a writer. And God knows, I showed my girlfriend, shout out to Kristen Tinsley, who kind of helped me put it in some kind of format, because I really don't. I know I had ideas.
You had a story that came from the the idea, the statement.
Right. And I also want to mention your 4 Ps: patience, politeness, professionalism, and persistence.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes, and because this is G, we won't add any others.
No, we won't. Oh my God, we're so out of time right now. Is there anything you wanted to add before we go?
Yeah, just follow me on socials if this is interesting and you want to know what I'm up to, and please watch any and all of my movies.
Yes, find them, watch them.
Reach
Maria Capp on Facebook and go to her and Instagram, and go to her website too, mariacapp.com. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh my gosh,
this
you
one's
are so good. And you're beautiful. You look good.
Thank you.
So
Listen, I want
to
to thank everyone for watching Tea Time. Have a great week, everybody. Remember, tell everyone you love them. Ciao.
Aww.